hello everybody. I don't know any of you personally. I know Ayesha through social media, and I am just like a huge fan. Might as well get it up.
Sweet. Thank you. Thank you.
So, shall we all introduce ourselves a little bit?
Yeah. Okay, so I was at the 2016 La Ultra race as a crew member. I'm not sure if you were there at that time or if we interacted, but it was really an experience of a lifetime. And coming from a background of sprinting and track and field, you always think of how people are so fast and how science and technology improves. But I think I really saw the side of human capability. And for me, that was really amazing. So, yeah, I'm just another runner like everybody else. And I coach people and I train them, and that makes me happy.
But you're currently injured, right? At least from Instagram, I pick up.
Yes, I had a disc herniation about a year and a half ago, which got worse in January. And since then, I've been off running. So just a matter of time, really.
Yeah. And is the plan to do La Ultra one day?
No. No. I don't want to get into that long a distance because I don't enjoy endurance. So, if you don't enjoy something, you should not do it. It becomes a chore then. So I would love to crew again, 100%. I would love to run the smaller races that he started. Yeah. But I'm really targeting now to introduce cross-country running to India because I think people don't know what cross-country running in India is. And training in Europe and in Australia, that was a very big part of our pre-season training and competing. Yeah. So I'm working on a project right now that is going to really, I hope we can make it big, especially for children. I'd like to do it for children because we wanna encourage kids to get into athletics. It's important.
Yeah.
So I'm Michelle. I'm based in Pune. I've always been sporty. So I've played lots of games through school and college. Enjoyed swimming and everything. But actually took to running just before my 50th birthday. So in fact, I took that as, that was my goal, that before my 50th birthday, I wanted to do my first half marathon. And I did that. And that was really good. So I completely enjoyed the entire training, the preparing for it, the coaching for it. That was absolutely fantastic. And it's been 6 years since, and there's been no looking back. I'm not running at the moment because I'm also rehabilitating myself right now. So I've also got a disc issue. So I'm under going through physiotherapy as well. But that's me as far as running is concerned. But I do a lot of trips to the mountains. A lot of trekking, both in the just the Maharashtra, the Sahyadri range, and also until COVID hit, I would make it a point to go to the Himalayas at least once a year, and make it to one of the big ones. So that's me.
I think Doc has put everybody who's been injured together in a room, whoever is, because I think we all have, we have the same story. So I'm not a runner per se, like ever since my childhood, I've been very excited about playing team sport. So I used to play basketball. I played for Delhi. And when I grew up, started going to college, had a lot of other things to do. And I couldn't do anything else. And I obviously couldn't find or put a team together to play basketball. And then I made friends with Swati, and then she introduced me to running. And then I was like, okay, like it's so in the beginning, it used to be extremely boring for me that, I'm just running from point A to B. And what do I get out of it? Because I was so used to that team sport and that aggression and scores and all of that jazz. But then when I saw other people running and they were, timing themselves. So it was a challenge for themselves, which they would, which would grow every day and every month with every next race. So slowly I started enjoying that okay, like I need to be fit. I love outdoors, and I found running the easiest because you don't need a team. You can just go and run anywhere and all of that. So it was the easiest part. And I enjoyed the feeling that I would get after a long run. I don't know if I can say long run in front of you guys, because for me, long run has been half marathon and I haven't done anything more than that. But which was so that was good for me, decent. But usually, like more than a runner, I'm a motorcycle rider, and So and like Michelle said, I love mountains, so I love trekking. I'd rather, like climb a mountain than run, so I enjoy that. And that is one of the reasons that La Ultra is so fascinating for
Mm.
me. So that's why, like, I don't know, I mean, I don't think I can ever run ultra, because like I just said, I don't enjoy endurance as much, but because I enjoy the mountain and that challenge, so I would want to crew, and I would want to crew every time, because the stories that people tell me are so fascinating, and the fact that you're just challenging yourself without any external reward. Like, it's not that somebody else is going to put you out there on the podium or something like that.
Absolutely.
So that is really exciting for me, that, like, you won't get instant gratification on social media, and you won't be the big hero, and but you're hero for yourself, because it's the challenge that you overcome for yourself. And I think that's really, really great. I think humans lack that in general, that feeling to, like, motivate themselves every day for greater things.
Yeah.
So that's about me. I'm more of a motorcycle rider than a runner, but all of you inspire me a lot. So I think that is why I'm here, and also because we all are going through some disc problems. So I got slip disc last September, and ever
Wow,
since
we're all
I've
in the
been,
same boat.
All in the
yeah,
All
same.
of us.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's what I said. I think that is the reason why.
And it's the
So
same injury for all three of us. Huh?
Yeah.
Yes, I know it. I know. I think maybe that's why, because, like, every 2-3 weeks I keep calling him up that, I started riding, but now I think I have to get back on the bed again, because this is getting very, very difficult for me. And then I get on the bed, I take some rest, I do my physio, and then I feel that I'm fine. And then I see that motorcycle parked outside, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm fine. I have to go ride again. And then I do it, and 1 week, and then I'm like back again, and then I'm calling dog, that dog, I think it's hurting again. So then he's like, yeah, you have to keep at it. You can't just give
No,
up in the middle.
but the trick here is not physio. So if you're only doing physio but not understanding why your slip disc or hernia is not getting
Yeah.
better, it has a lot to do with your intra-abdominal, lower back, pelvic floor muscles. And I teach
Yeah.
I teach mat Pilates, and
Okay.
I did my entire rehab in Pilates along with aqua rehab. My initial stage was aqua rehab,
Oh,
and then everything was just about understanding the pelvis, because if you understand your
yeah.
pelvis, you'll understand that the disc will never go back in, but the muscles
That's
that
true. Yeah.
surround the disc
Yes.
is what you have full control over. So
Yes.
if you are still getting pain sitting on the bike, that means the physio. So you have to always look at the bigger picture.
Yes. I'm trying to. Yeah.
If I'm doing physio but I'm not getting better, what am I not doing right here? Or what is the physio not doing enough to get me better? Because maybe I've had it for 5-6 months or a year, but I should be better, because all slip discs will heal, all of them. If you do
Yeah.
the right kind of mobility, if you do the right kind of training, you can also get back to off-roading, you can also get back to sprinting, you can also get back to weightlifting. You just have to know how to strengthen those muscles according to your sport. That's really
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. I know. So the thing is, I think that I mean, I know all of this. I know that, I don't do enough core exercise, and it's extremely important, but it's just that I lose patience, because I am not, like, used to not being so aggressive, because I need that. I need that thrill every day, and then I feel like
Sport
useless if
teaches you
I'm not
patience.
doing it.
Sport
Yeah,
teaches you
yeah,
patience.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I think, yeah, I'll have to do that.
Yeah.
Yes, hence yes. So I guess you girls can help me, because you all have also been going through the same, and I can learn some patience. I think I need to do that. Yes, I think I'm lacking that. Thanks, Aisha, for that.
I think the dangerous part is that as soon as you start feeling better,
You
the
go out and do run.
yes,
You
you want to
go
go
out
out and
and
do it again,
yeah.
which is
And I did that.
yeah.
And I did that.
Yeah.
I was actually getting better by April, and I was feeling really good. And I said, you know what? Okay, I can still give this Olympic trial a shot. Let me try it. And I was bedridden after 6 training sessions. I remember in early May, after 6 training sessions, I felt so good. I ran up a hill, I went sprinting, and then I was bedridden again. And since then, I have decided that no more running, no more anything aggressive, no jerky movements till you don't have the confidence of waking out of your bed. You wake up from your bed without pain for at least 2-3 months. When you wake up from your bed, because as we grow
Yeah, now
older,
you lost me at 2-3 months. I don't think I can it for 2-3 months. I mean, 2 weeks, 3 weeks is fine, but
You know,
I think then I will get mentally
no,
sated
no,
because
no.
then I will keep
It's
telling myself I'm
it's
not good
all
enough.
it's all easy to think that I can't do this, I can't do this. But what people don't realize is that your disc will never go back in on its own unless you do surgery. And you never want to be in a state of surgery because you don't know how
Yeah,
immobile your body can become after that.
yeah,
So your
correct.
time is now to fix it, and you don't want to see it 5 years from now still saying it got worse and you can't get on the
Yeah,
bike at all. So
yeah,
this
no, that's not an
patience,
option. Yeah.
yeah, you have to build it, and it's possible. It's just
Hmm.
before you know, look, today is August. I was injured
Yeah,
really badly in Jan, but by August today
yeah,
I'm better, right? So it's just a
yeah,
matter. I mean, I have a lot of patience in general, and because I've
yeah,
been running since I was 12, I've been wanting to be to the
yeah,
Olympics since I was 12,
right.
but I didn't get to it. But for me, it was about having that patience that it will come, it will come, it will come. You have to just keep working
Yeah.
towards it. So rehab is exactly the same. You will get better. You just have to have that patience and drive.
Aisha, how did you handle the mental aspect of not being able to compete in the trials?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I was
That's
about to ask you
This was
that.
my fifth trial. This was actually going to be my fifth Olympic trial. In 2012, London, I was very close to have at least gotten into the relay team. But leaving aside the politics, I think that I'm very proud of myself. I've never been disappointed because I always gave 120% effort in my training on track. So, sport is unpredictable. And also, I believe there's a bit of luck involved in it.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
it's fine. I didn't become an Olympian, but I still am Fit Girl India. So, the tag India, I can carry it with me wherever I go. So, I don't feel that disappointed.
Good for
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Because otherwise that could be a huge it's not mental issue, I mean mental concern, which might then affect.
Yeah. I
in
mean,
which-
after 2012, I was a bit sad because I was so close.
Hmm.
But because there was so much corruption around the time of the Commonwealth Asian Games in India, 2012 London, there was, the whole system of our federation was extremely corrupt. You had to know the people at the top to get in. And that was never going to be me. For me, sport is clean. You're in with your
Yeah.
performance or you're out. And you have to accept the fact that you're not as good as the other girls. But here, it was a different story. The girls were already selected before they ran the trial race. So I thought that was unfair. I thought that was unfair because the race is fair and square on the track and not outside the track. And if you are calling it an Olympic trial, then the trial should have happened equally and fair for everybody. Why were the 4 girls selected? The relay team was already selected before the competition happened. So, I mean, that's just India. And I could have allowed it to affect me and say, what's the point of doing all of this? But at the end, I love running. And when you ask yourself why, then you never give up. So,
In fact, I
yeah.
was just going to ask you, Aisha. I mean, it must have been obviously very, very disappointing for you to go through,
All the rejection.
The rejection. You said it.
A lot of
How did you
racism.
handle that? How did you
A
handle
lot of
that?
racism. Actually, I'm a very thick-skinned Parsi. I don't give a shit. Yeah.
And I think you love running more than the Olympics, so I think
Yeah, I
plays a
do.
role
And my
somewhere.
parents have been very supportive through and through. If it wasn't for my parents and my sister, of course, I could have left athletics just after college or university. But they said, do what you want. You want to pursue it, you pursue it. We can financially support you till a certain time. See, when you're in a race, you have to learn to switch off. You can't be listening to the noise. Then you're running the noise. You're not running your race.
That's true.
And you're in the race for yourself, not for anyone, really. Even if I come last, it's okay. I mean, if there's a 1, 2, 3, there has to be a 6, 7, 8. That's part of the game. So you can't allow the noise to affect you. And India is all noise. India is all about telling you, you will not make it. You're white. You run in small clothes. How dare you be so vocal? Don't speak against so and so coach. And I'm saying, why not? This is my journey. This is my track. This is my race. And I rightfully have the right to speak up if I've come first in a race and you put me third. So, of course, I'm going to speak up, right? So these things happen. in track and field and in all sports. Let me tell you, we are a very corrupt country when it comes to sport.
Yeah, all sports. I was given this
All
option.
sports.
Either you
All
play
sports.
basketball for the country or
Oh
you
yeah.
are living for
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was like, my parents told me that, like, yeah, fine, you love your sports and all of that, but it's not gonna get you your bread and butter.
That's
And plus,
true.
all my teachers in school while growing up, they would, they'll be like, oh, you're out in the field all the time with the boys, so you're not a good girl. And I was like, what? So I used to feel really bad that, like I'm going out and I was probably back then the only girl in the whole school who represented the school at a national level. And all they cared about was that I was hanging out with the boys.
Yeah.
And I was like, because there are no other girls to play sports with, what do you want
Exactly.
me to do, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know, like India really discourages you. Everyone, like it starts from your own house, and then
Yeah.
every
Your
day. I think this is the biggest
society.
struggle.
Yeah.
Everything. Like you step out from the gardener to your house help to your relatives to your
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
The people who are running with you. If you're better than them, that is a problem. If you're
Yeah.
not,
Yeah. Yeah.
then that's a problem. So
Yeah. So for me, this whole running culture in India, sorry to say, and if Doc was here, I think he would have agreed to this. It's a fad in this country.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. People are not. It's a fad.
Yeah.
It's a gimmicky thing, that I'll run so and so kilometer today. Let me put it up on my social media.
Selfie.
Yeah, that's
And let me see what Sonia has
running
done.
now.
I want to see
Yeah,
what
I
Sonia has done. I want to see
Yeah.
what Michelle has done. Damn it, she ran 25. Tomorrow I'm going to run 30.
Yeah.
But I can't run 30. But I'll still go and run
Correct.
30 because I have to prove that
Yeah.
point to someone.
And
But
you have to put the gadget, you have to put the scores on your gadget as well.
Yeah.
Strava,
Yeah.
Garmin, etc.,
Yes.
etc.
Because if you don't time yourself, then you didn't run. Like
No,
if you
it's
don't have
not.
a timing or if you did not record it, then doesn't really mean that
It
you
doesn't happen.
Yeah.
like had a good. Yeah, it didn't
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, you
So
have
I
to have
don't
your
get that either.
gels. People want
Yeah.
to have gels. They want to have their best running shoes. They want to have the best running
Correct.
clothes. Fair enough. You can afford it. Go for it.
Yeah,
Go for it. Yes.
But remember, you're still not running the Olympics. You're an amateur runner from Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Pune, Chennai, wherever. You behave like this race is an Olympic for me, but you don't train like an Olympian. I'm sorry.
Train like.
And when I was with Adidas, I remember, I'm not a distance runner, but as part of my contract, I had to run 10K races. So in my first 2 years of when I was running the 10K races, so people who already knew that I was an athlete, national level winner, etc., people would come up to me and say, "Oh, you're so slow. I thought you were a national champion in running." I said, "Yeah. You want to come on the track? I'll show you."
Yeah. Oh
Let's
my
go.
God, yeah.
Let's go. Or let's put me on a cycle and let you run a 10K and then we'll see who wins.
Yeah.
So, it's the mentality of people. So
Mentality.
you have to just switch off. I just feel like you can do your best. You can help change the culture. And that's what I want to do with Project 0 to 5, which also the seed was actually sown into my head by Dr. Rajat. He said, Ayesha, think about the fact that, okay, you didn't sprint the way you wanted to sprint or where you wanted to be, but think about endurance. And he encouraged me a few years ago as well. And I said, Doc, I just don't enjoy the idea of running slow over long distance. He said, okay, run fast over a shorter distance. So do a 5K and think about cross country and think about how you can encourage other young children to think of 3,000 meters, 5,000 meters, 10,000 meters, right? As a track event. And then I thought about it and I said, yeah, it makes sense. Maybe I can be a good 5,000 meter runner. Maybe I'll run better 3Ks. Who knows? But I don't need to compete anymore. I can just run because I love running fast.
Another thing here is, in the little time I've been running, it's all about, you were saying people commented that you weren't very fast.
Yeah.
It's about like your finishing time. I never had anybody say to me, well done for running a half or well done for running a marathon. It's always, what's your time?
What is your time?
Yeah. What's your time? Yeah.
I'm the slowest runner in the history of the universe. But, damn it, I finished the damn race. But it's it's like, So not the achievement. It's all about, it's not actually the physical achievement. It's all about the time and everything.
Yeah.
And to me, that's kind of actually quite intrusive.
Yes. When I was training in Australia, I used to compete there as well for Sydney. And every time I would run a race, this struck me after a few years after I left Australia. Gavin would always ask me, did you have fun while running? And I would always say, yeah, did you have fun?
Can you imagine anybody here asking you that?
Yeah.
No, what's your time?
What's your time?
Kitna bhagi? Kitna bhagi?
Yeah.
Oh, you ran so slow? You didn't train enough.
A few years ago, I ran the Delhi Marathon. And because of my age, which is very senior, I usually get a podium finish because there aren't many women over 60 running. So it's, it's like one of the little secrets. If you're old, you can win.
I can be that now in the 35 plus category. I'm very excited to make money out
of it.
I know exactly what you're saying. I've been on the podium a couple of times because of that. Yes.
I had run the Delhi full marathon that morning. And that evening, as it happened, it was a friend's birthday at the Gymkhana Club. So I was tired, but I went there. And everybody was saying, nobody's a runner, all saying, well done, how was it? This guy comes up to me. To this day, I have no idea who this man is. Seriously, I have no idea. So he comes up to me and he goes, I checked your timings. Oh, why? I thought he was going to say, why? Well done. He said, you were so slow. Now, if only I'd had the guts to say, sorry, have we been introduced? But I didn't know. With a glass of water in my mouth. And he said, you were really slow. My jaw's getting locked. And then his lady next to him, who I presume was his wife, said, she didn't run the half, she ran the full. He went, oh. I was like, who are you? I still to this day do not know who this horrible man was. Because I was like crushed.
Oh, that is nasty.
Seriously.
I've had a very different experience running here in Pune. Maybe it's just the group that I run with that is very, very supportive, actually. So we were a really good group here. And the whole intention is, in fact, none of us use any kind of gadgets when we're running. And the whole intention.
Can I just just for 1 second?
Yes, Sonia.
Because you don't put any gadgets. Everybody around me, they sleep with their gadgets on. They eat.
They wake up with their heart rate, resting heart rate. Yeah.
I know. And half of the time you're running and half of the time you're worried about your stats. And when did you guys stop enjoying the sheer thrill of just running? Where is running in all of this?
Yeah, that's true.
Are you really running because you want to run, because you want to challenge yourself, because you want to enjoy that run?
Yeah.
Whether it's 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever time it is that you're choosing to run, just enjoy as much as you can without killing yourself over it.
I agree.
The number of injuries that are happening because of that, and it's
the obsession
now. Yeah, that
extra pressure for no reason at all. Like you cannot run with your just
with
against your own steps every day of your life. You need to enjoy that. And then I try to tell myself, why did I start sports to begin with? And then I try to tell people that why do you run? Whenever you forget or whenever you get stressed about running, think about why did you start to begin with, right? When you started,
the why is the most important.
Yes, why? So then they understand it, but then the moment somebody else does it better than them, they put
it's back on.
After coming back from the pandemic, because of the lockdown, a lot of people were not running. A lot of them were not doing any exercise. And then when they came back to exercising or came back to running after that, they wanted to come back to where they left off.
And that's not possible.
It's just not possible. And it's everything takes a huge hit at that stage.
Of course, you've lost your endurance, you've lost your strength, you've lost that cycle of that lifestyle.
The habit.
The habit is lost, right? But I think still people kept themselves fit. I think there were a lot of positives. I mean, not to say that's not the right word to say. There were a lot of positives from the pandemic, but I think people understood that there were certain things they were lacking and then they could work on that, I see that whole lockdown as a very positive, that I hope people had some sense to do it, really, because everybody was just obsessed. I can't run. I won't be able to run. I'll run upstairs. I'll run a marathon on my balcony or on my terrace. And I'm like, just take it easy.
Do something else.
Listen to the universe. It's telling you, slow down, rest, don't do it. Do something else.
Do something else.
Yeah.
Exactly it.
Yeah, play Langdi or something. Play dog in the bone.
Yeah, correct.
Just draw, color, do things that you don't do. You haven't done for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But have any of you noticed a change after the pandemic in people's fitness diets?
Not so much.
No, I haven't. No.
I think I did.
Yeah.
For first few months, like I could see the change in people where they were more concerned about their health. They knew the importance of health. Otherwise, like at work, people would just call from 9 to 10 and 12 in the morning, like at night, 6 o'clock in the morning. So I work in media, right? So they were non-stop. But now I feel that people have started appreciating the importance of health. At my work, when I used to tell people that, I run also, I ride motorcycles also, and I do all of these things. So then they're like, why do you? So, but then you don't attend our call. So it's an important story. And now nobody tells me any of that. Now they appreciate that. No, let her be fit. She's the only one who did not get it. So, like I think people have started appreciating that. But
still a smaller population. Still a smaller population.
And those people now, because it has opened up, they've gotten used to it. Now they're slowly getting back to the previous mentality that, like it's gone, they're forgetting about it, and then they're back to the same routine.
Same old routine,
like log in and 8 o'clock, same o'clock. So it did make a difference, but not for a very long time.
Not for a long. Yeah, I think people don't understand that. You see, I don't blame them also, because historically and over the last decades, we've just been trained to watch cricket. We've been trained to become doctors, engineers, mathematicians, and be corporate slaves. You can't blame the people. We can only keep doing what we're doing to let somebody physically look and hit them in the head that, why is this psycho just training? There must be something to it. Yeah. Why are you doing this all the time and you're still working? Because this is part of a lifestyle. Yeah. I'm telling you, you can do the exact same thing, maybe not in my intensity, but look at the change it will bring about in your lifestyle. So that's what I don't preach much on Instagram anymore, because I realize that there are people who don't want to exercise at all, and you have to just let them be, because it will hit them at some point.
At some stage,
yeah. You can just do what you're doing. Tell them that, hey, this is available. This platform tells you everything that will be good for you.
Yeah.
You want to take it, take it. You don't want to take it, bad luck.
Okay.
I think probably a lot of it is also there isn't enough emphasis on non-academic things at school. As you're saying, it's all academics and academics that lead to a career. Huh?
Yeah. Just before this panel discussion, I was on another panel discussion with some educators, and they said something very interesting, that, we need to start introducing education into this whole fitness industry and sports industry. And I said, that's what I do with Project Fit Girl. We're trying to get this whole system of education, not just PT, physical training, not just PT, come to class. We have once a week PT class where you're doing some jumping jacks, playing basketball, throw ball, baseball, football, and then that's done, right? We're not creating, we're not having individual coaches for certain sports. Let's say football has a special coach, basketball, athletics, football. Why do we not have specialized coaches in schools when today you're seeing the generation is changing? We can create a generation of sporting culture. Why are schools and teachers not introducing that as a concept? And they all agreed to it, and they said, it is something that one should look into, because that's how you build a sporting culture into your system, not just an academic culture, right? I have to get such grades. No, I also have to get a B grade in my athletics score. I have to get a A grade in my football, whatever, or that kind of stuff. So there are lots of, let me tell you, there are 5 lakh plus educators in the field of sports in our country. Okay. But everybody has got to see the larger picture. From where I come, when I was approaching sponsors, when I was pretty much at my peak, but okay, maybe my peak was not as good as the girls who were at the top in India. But when I was at my peak, I was approaching a couple of sponsors that I want money, or I want a sponsor who will train me, like send me abroad and say, hey, she's talented, let's invest in her. They said, oh, but you're not a national medalist. You're just in the top 8. I said, the whole point of asking for sponsorship is to be in the top 3.
Yeah.
Yes. But that's the mentality here. If you're not already on the top, I can't support you. And I'm saying, let's try to support as many so that they can make it
get to the top.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, all this jargon this whole, sorry to use this word, bullshit of we provide you the best facility, we provide you the best medical staff. Let me tell you, Adivasi children and children from UP, they don't care for all this.
Yeah.
Children from Africa don't care for this. Their escape is running. You know, they want to run to get away from the situations they're in. So they will put in the hard work no matter what they have or don't have. They'll run barefoot and they'll come first. I'm saying invest in that.
Yeah.
Don't invest your, sporters doing this and Olympic gold quest is doing this. Great. All your money is parked into these big institutions. You're not reaching the grassroots level.
Yeah.
You're already buttering the already existing winners.
Yeah.
What's the point of that? I mean, I'm saying that's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but why are we not scouting talent everywhere? And I really hope that with Project Fit Girl, I don't want to become an NGO because again, with NGO, lots of legal work and money, and it's very cumbersome. But I hope Project Fit Girl as a social enterprise can really reach out to this grassroots level, because I've seen talent going completely wasted. Either the kids are victims of rape, child marriage, molestation, or they've been, they're locked into their homes. Young girls have been told to sit on their shops, to work at the age of 17, 18 when they should be going to college, when they should be building their careers. So we have a lot of work to do. And I've seen a lot of good talent just go waste because of that. So, yeah, India has...
How do you tackle that?
No, you can't tackle it. You can't tackle it. You will not be able to tackle it. We are a very corrupt patriarchal system. It's a very difficult space to be in. And when I thought that I could change a part of the system, and because, being a fair girl, trying to go into these smaller towns is very dangerous, right? Anything can happen to you. I thought to myself, and the NGOs that I work with, we had this discussion and they said, look, you can do the best you can do. Don't fight the system beyond that, because you'll try, but it will not allow. The system is this huge, big black hole that's on all top of all of us. Okay, and we've seen it. We've seen how corrupt this particular system right now, the party is right now. They are not wanting to change. Their change is technology, building buildings. The more you're digging, the more diseases are coming out. So health is at risk. You see, the whole system is not looking to empower people. The system is looking to push them down. And I can only do my bit. I'm right now one person Project Fit Girl. Sinelia works with me alone. I want A, B, C, D. I want at least 20 people who will say, okay, you know what? We don't care where this goes, but we want to invest in this. We want to help you to educate children. So how do we go about this? And if I can build a team like that, that's it. That's the start, right? Because as a one-man army, I can't be everywhere. But as a 20-man army, we can have people going to different places and saying, you know what, 3 times a week, I will take care of Calcutta. 3 times a week, I'll take care of Rajasthan. That kind of... So you go there and you train certain people there to do it. That's how you build a system.
Yeah.
And hopefully I can build that. Fingers crossed. I know it's a lot that I'm saying, but it's a lot of work. And right now it's all process of planning. So all this while I was doing it by myself, but I was stretched. I was just stretched. I couldn't do much. So yeah, we have a lot of work to do in this country with running. Again, I love the concept of La Ultra only because India as a country, and I remember having this conversation with Dr. Rajat when I was with Adidas. He said, India as a country, genetically, we're designed to run distance. And I used to fight with him. I'm like, Doc, that's a negative thing you're putting on to the fact that someone like Diti Chand can be a sprinter. And then you think practically that it's taken 20 years for another sprinter to represent India at the Olympics. The last time Rachita Mistry represented India was 2000 Sydney Olympics, and it's 2021. In all these years, nobody represented India at the Olympics, but 3,000 steeplechase, 5,000 meters, 10,000 marathon. We've had Indians going at every Olympics since 2000. So when I think of that, I think that, we as a country are talented in the space of distance. So And then when he discussed this project 0 to 5 with me, I said, okay, this makes sense, but we need to start building from grassroots. We need to give this opportunity to every single girl or boy to know that you can run. Everyone's born to run. If you run slow, it's fine. You run slow. If you can run fast, great. But you can run. And who knows where it can take them in life? Because sport has the power to change lives.
Yeah.
That's something I learned being an athlete. No matter what sport you play, sport can change your life because you have that power to change. Nobody else can tell you you're not good at this, you shouldn't be working here. No, I'm strong enough to know what I'm capable of doing. Even if that means doing
sports, Aisha, what you said was absolutely spot on. That sport, any kind of sport, will change your life, and running in particular, because, like you said, anybody can run. You've got 2 legs, you can run. But it's
even if you don't have 2 legs, you can run by them.
Actually, enough stories of those as well.
Yes.
The ways that running can change your life is amazing, and it's not just your fitness. The impact that running has on your brain, on the way you think, that feeling when you've finished a really difficult run, you've come back, that sense of
endorphins, those endorphins.
Those endorphins that can drive you to say, if I can do this, I can do just about anything. That's why I feel, especially for our women in India today, and I really want to, this is something which is very dear to my heart, to really get women, irrespective of their age, for one, you're 56 and you're running. Are you crazy? Why do you want to do that? Do you know the condition of your bones? And I say, yes, I know the condition of my bones. And Christine, I'm sure you get that as well. Are you crazy?
What is the most cliche dialogue that you've heard that, like you just said about your bones? Do you also hear about your knees? Because
everyone talks about the knees.
Your knees, yes.
The impact. So what's your answer to that? I want to use that to tell people here.
You don't know how to run right. You don't know.
Correct.
If people don't
right,
and then you get knee pain.
That's right. You cannot just wake up one morning and say, I'm going to run 21 kilometers today. I said, that is asking for trouble. That is asking for broken knees and broken everything, including a very, very broken spirit.
Absolutely. Yes.
Start slow, get set, just enjoy the whole
process of running. Absolutely.
It needs to get out that running is beneficial. If, as you said, Michelle, we start it properly, it's beneficial. I mean, I know at my age that my bone density is improved.
Much better.
Exactly. My bone density is improved. And every time I go, she keeps saying, like, you're 2 years older than when I saw you last, but you're running. And this is exactly what it is. The impact and everything. But that message just gets lost. Isn't running bad for your knees? If I had a rupee for every time somebody said that to me,
Yeah.
I'd have a lot of money today. Yes.
So I wrote a book on how to run because I specialize in biomechanics of running. And this question was addressed very well in the book because the thing is that people follow a trend. The trend starts from the internet, by the way. And you read something and you say, this is bad. Then I start chatter. You run long distance, you're going to hurt your knees. The knees are gone. There's no two-way communication here. There's no two-way communication. I'm telling you, your knees are gone. You're not gonna. And I said, but I've run for 25 years. Let me tell you, I've run on road, I've run on tar, I've run on mud, grass, synthetic. I've run uphill, I've run downhill. Sure, my bones will have wear and tear, but it's not because of running.
That's right.
It's because every human body, even if you're not exercising, will have wear and tear. And that's just how humans are designed.
Yeah, so I think, Ayesha, you should talk a lot about this on social media and everybody here.
Actually, I have. No, I have. I'm very tired of social media. That's why now you don't see me doing much.
Yeah, no, see, that is the idea because the wrong people who are spreading these messages are active 24/7.
Yes.
So the generation who's watching it and people like us who know it, but we get tired of it. So we don't put it enough because the truth, we don't want to explain ourselves every day, right? So hence the trend will keep following because all the wrong people will keep spreading it and there is nobody to counter them. And that's also one of the reasons like sports in India doesn't take up too much because we don't even have any heroes, right? Because I remember this interview, like one of our media houses only took off Neeraj Chopra, and one question that he kept asking was, why track and field? Why track and field? Why not cricket? And I was like,
Oh,
please just tell him that why not?
why
Why
not?
not, Jain?
Yeah.
Why not? Like we love all sports. It's just that because you don't encourage us doesn't mean that we don't do it, right? Until unless there is a hero. Why do people play so much cricket in our country? Because we won World Cups. Because
We
there
had
is
a
a Sachin
hero.
Tendulkar to
Yeah.
represent. There is a hero,
Yeah.
and hockey was our national game. Why? Because we kept winning Olympics. People forgot about it because we started losing. So it's just
Yeah.
very basic. Now it's gonna come up again because we're winning again. Everybody knows javelin. People didn't even know the rules of javelin
What
throwing.
people didn't know what javelin was.
What javelin throw was, right? Now that we have a goal, now everybody's talking about it. So I think like these people should tell, like journalists or whoever is asking questions that can you stop talking about cricket? Because it's gonna come from them, and we need like more people to do diverse sports and be really good at it. And no matter what people tell us, because I think this is one thing that motivates me. Like even if I stop enjoying riding, I still have to go and do it just so that other people know that there is an option to do this. You don't have to be academically strong all the time. I mean, there are other career options as well. I mean, for the longest time, even my parents couldn't believe that I earn money just out of riding motorcycle. And my mom was like, who pays you money to ride a motorcycle? Like, why would they pay you money to ride a motorcycle? So, and that is why I'm like, okay, now nobody knows. So now it becomes my moral duty to tell people why and how.
Yeah.
And, no matter how much I hate it, to put myself out there every day. But I think this is one motivation that no, you have to do it. And then, people also get inspired that yes, like if she can, even we can, because it's not difficult, right? Because like Michelle just said that she started running at 50. So now I think that I do have time, so triathlon is on my list for last 5 years. And I was like, oh my God, now I can't run. What do I do? What am I going to do? So I was like, it's okay. Like there are people who've been doing it at this age. So I have some time. I am going to do proper rehab, be patient, and then I'm gonna, come back again with when I'm prepared for it. So there's no hurry. So I think I think everybody, all the right people need to be on social media more than anybody else. And that's why also, keep pushing dog that, dog, I admire you so much because, earlier, I think there's this friend of mine, Swati, who got me into running. So she would keep talking about dog and running and all of that. I was like, I get it. What is the pressure of so much running? But then I met him one day. He was making everybody actually stretch. And I was like, oh my God, there's one person who's talking about stretching, more about stretching than running. I was like, now I believe this guy because he's talking about the whole concept.
Yeah.
And then he said, do you enjoy it? Listen to your body. I was like, I've not heard this from a very long time from somebody else that listen to your body, because people listen to their stats on the watch and not their body.
Exactly.
Right. So I got inspired by him, and then I was like, no, I'm going to listen to you. And when the doctors diagnosed, everybody told me that no, you need a surgery and you will never be able to ride again. You need to bed rest. Everybody told me that you cannot play sports again. Don't do it. Not for next 5-10 years. And then I remember I was like crying, and then I was like, no, let me talk. And then, Dr. Rajat name just came up, and I called him, and he's like, what rubbish? Like the first word that came out of my mouth, he's like, what rubbish? Nothing. 6 months, I promise you, you're going to be running again. And I was like, okay, thank God. I was like, I can do it now. Like that was the last time I was upset about, being on the best. I was like, for one person has told me. And then I was like, whatever you say, whatever you do, I am going to spread this word to everyone, because everybody needs this motivation. Because one out of 100 people will tell you not to do something, and there's just going to be one in a million who's going to tell you
you can. Yeah. And that's the only person you really need in your life.
That's the only person, and if we could wrap up, because it's 15th August, this day comes once in a year, and I really want to go out and fly kites. I just do it.
So
sweet.
Sorry?
Sonia, what are you going to do? Put on your tank top?
No. Yeah. I'm going to go fly
out on your bike with a flag. I'm going to take a selfie.
No, I want to fly kites today. So I'm going to wear very, very comfortable clothes. And I just really want to fly kites, because you just have 1-2 hour window. Otherwise, it's really hot and then it gets dark.
Okay.
I've been doing it since childhood. It's one sport activity that I began my journey with. So I'm really excited about it. Nobody does it these days. So I'm all the more excited about flying kites and putting a picture on social media to remind them of the lost sport in our country, that this used to be a really big deal.
Yeah. Kite flying is actually it used to be a sport in our country.
Yeah, it used to be
It's just
sport,
gone
like,
on.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sonia, you just reminded me, I haven't flown a kite, I think, for about decades. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that today, man. This is the only day you're gonna find any kites in the sky. So you have 2 hours.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. This was lovely, and I had a lot of fun. But I think we should do this again because we didn't cover half the topics that Doc gave, and I think it's not going to be happy.
Yes, let's
do it
yeah,
again.
we can do it.
Yeah. Lovely to meet you all, ladies.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah.
All right, lovely to meet
Take
all
care.
of you.
See you. Bye.